All right. Welcome to another episode of the United Roots podcast. I'm Rudy Martinez.
I am Raw Elder.
Like how I just started recording, didn't even tell you?
Yeah, I love it. You know I'm not shy. Catch me in the middle of saying some bullshit. I don't care.
Right? Like talking about your wife throwing her chanclas at you?
Yeah, because she's a
So,
chunkla ninja.
does she?
Huh?
Does she? Throw them
Nah,
at you?
nah,
Good.
nah.
She throw them at the kids yet?
No. They're too little. Give them a couple more years.
All right. I mean, I don't remember not ever having them thrown at me, so. But it was usually either my nana or my grandma. One of the two is never, yeah. And the belt.
Yeah, we uh we had to do physical training. My dad made us do push-ups and run laps.
What?
Yep, that was our punishment for the most part.
We
My
had to stand
grandma
in the
would.
corner. We had to stand in the corner, took a belt, and then it was, you know, spend 3 months in your bedroom without TV, video games, or anything.
Yeah, no, we didn't get none of that. Or like we would cut school. My pops would catch us sometimes.
Yeah.
We were idiots because he owned a barbershop, and the barbershop was around the corner from our house.
Oh wow,
So
that's
I
a special
know,
kind of dumb.
yeah. So it's like he knew when we were cutting school. We're
Yeah,
just
yeah,
idiots.
yeah.
And he come home and be like, "All right, y'all like running the streets so much? Let's go run the
Let's go
streets."
run.
Yeah.
Damn. I'm glad my dad didn't make us do that. I'd have quit. I'd have stopped doing stuff because,
We didn't.
because
We didn't stop. We still did whatever we wanted.
if I liked doing any of that shit, I wouldn't be a fat ass right now. So, and if it's funny, I was talking to a friend of mine last night, and I'm like, because he was complaining about not getting off his ass, and I'm like, you know what, dude, I have been saying for years I'm going to start Operation Slim Down, and I keep saying to myself I'm going to start doing push-ups and crunches and watching what I eat tomorrow.
Yeah.
And the beauty of tomorrow is it's always tomorrow.
It's always a day away.
Right? It's always a day away. So yeah, no, but I do. I need to lose weight.
Yeah, that's what Gabby says about me too. But I like my shape.
You like being shaped like a pear?
You know what?
What?
They say get in shape. Round is a shape.
Yeah, round is a shape.
So
What are you? Are you like me where you're all like skinny little sticks and then that fucking belly that just kind of pops out?
not really. Not really.
You got a big ass?
I just got a little pudge. That's it. Just some love
Yeah.
handles. That's it.
Yeah, same. But it feels like depending on where it just seems like every time I look in the mirror when I'm walking past, it's like it goes out a little further.
Yeah.
But I figure as long as I can still see my dick, I'm good.
That's all
When
that
I
matters.
look down to take a leak, I can see it. I'm good. I'm like, okay,
That's all that matters right there. As long as
good.
I can see
Yeah.
it, that means I'm not fat.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's the way I look at it. I'm not even
Yeah.
lying.
Yeah. If you
All
think
right,
I'm
so
fat, that's your problem.
I'm more worried about that when I see myself in a t-shirt like this one. You
Uh-huh.
can't see it because it's whatever. When I'm walking, I don't look like I have pecs anymore. I look like I have man titties, like little A cups, B cups
Oh
starting
yeah.
to come in.
Yeah. My
And
mouth is watering. I saw a
that's
little nipple action too.
it's a good thing you're far away.
Yeah.
Hey, did you hear about? Did Ricky talk to you about my brother
No, which one?
Carlos?
No, what happened?
He's going to Vegas next week, and he just decided this week he's going to go get married.
What the
I'm
fuck?
like, fuck, I can't. I mean, I'm not flying all the way out there for that, but yeah,
Like randomly? Just out of the blue?
yeah, yeah. Well, I mean, he's been seeing this girl for shit. I was home last October, and he'd been seeing her for a while then, and because he had pictures of her and him, they were on like a music cruise the year before,
Okay.
and so he starts telling me about her, and they went again on it this year, and they're getting married next Saturday.
Good for him.
Yeah. I'm like,
Yeah, no, Ricky
man.
didn't tell me. He's supposed to come by next weekend to come see the baby, so I'm sure he'll
Well,
bring
he
me.
may not. Because he said he
Yeah.
told us, he told everybody in the chat, because all my brothers and sisters, we have a little group chat.
Yeah.
He said he's going to go down to Vegas for it. So
All right. Well,
you might want to touch base with him about that this week,
yeah.
then, if he's planning on coming over.
Well, we made those plans like 2 days ago, so if things change between then that's probably why.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it may have, because I think he just told us like a couple days ago, if that.
okay.
So anyway,
For sure.
how's it going? How's it going? How's it going?
It's going great, man. Just working, grinding,
Yeah,
stacking my chips.
yeah.
Yeah,
Investing in back in yourself.
trying.
Or are you wasting them?
No, no, no. Mostly investing them in myself and the children.
The kids.
Yeah,
Yeah.
getting ready to send son
Good.
to college. Trying to figure that out. He got
Yeah.
accepted in to the Southern University of New York and
Oh, Sunny. Oh,
yeah, SUNY.
ha! Sunny going to Sunny.
Sunny going to Sunny, yeah. And then I think he wants to go to NAU, which I'm okay with because I can get to him if I need to.
Yeah.
So,
Why would he want to go? What? Well, what is he wanting to do when he goes to school?
so he's wants to study biomedical science.
My niece did that.
Yeah.
She went to Ohio. No, not to Ohio State. Cincinnati.
Okay. Yeah. So
Samantha's niece.
NAU, I guess, has a program. He applied to
Yeah.
ASU, but he doesn't want to go to ASU,
Right. That's a party school.
which is funny because he likes to party. So
So how do you get into if he? Why wouldn't he want to go to Sunny?
I think he just doesn't want to be. He wants to get away from home for sure, but I don't think he wants to
Right.
be that far away.
Right. Okay.
Right. So we have
How
family.
far is
What's that?
how far is northern? You said northern Arizona? Yeah.
Yeah, it's 2 hours away.
Okay, that's not bad.
No.
That's far enough that he's not going to be seeing you every day, but he can come down weekends and you can come up there if you want.
Exactly. Exactly.
Yeah, that's cool.
Emergency situations, I can get to him.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I was trying to send him like to Virginia because my parents are there, and
Right,
a lot of my family graduated from Virginia Union, which is a HBC.
right.
So he would be a legacy kid, but he didn't want to go. So
Yeah. Well, the kid's got to make his own way. He's got to
oh
make his
for
own
sure,
choices.
oh for sure, and I'm proud of him. He's
You should be.
when I was 17, I was a fucker for sure. So
Right. How's that changed?
right, exactly. he's he's a way better kid than I was at his age.
That's good.
I mean, he's still a
That's
dick.
real. I mean,
He's still a
he's an
dick.
impressive kid.
Yeah,
Well, yeah, they all are at that
yeah,
age.
he's still a dick, but that's just being a teenager.
Yeah. Very cool.
Yeah, man.
We have we have no children going to college,
Nice, good for you.
so yeah, we're spending that money on ourselves instead.
Okay.
Um, so haha.
Yeah, very smart.
Yeah,
Very
yeah.
smart.
We had dinner with some friends we met here, and we were talking about some of the stuff we've done and everything. And it's like, you know, they have a couple kids that are adults now,
Hmm.
and we're like, we don't have to save up, we don't have to spend money on colleges for them, we don't have to do fuck all, and we get to do it for ourselves. So, if you're a young person listening, let me say that you should just consider maybe not having kids
Here's
because they're fucking expensive.
they're expensive, and you got to deal with it. They say 18 years, but it's for the rest of your life.
Right, right.
I love my children. Don't get me wrong. I love all of them, all four of them. They're
Just remember, they're going to hear this one day.
they are the light of my life. But
But
there are too many fucking people in the world. We don't need any more people. Don't have
we
kids.
don't need any more.
We don't need
Mm-mm.
any more.
If you really want one, just go and adopt.
Just grab one off the streets, whatever.
Right, right.
Don't do that.
I mean, no, it's it's not. I don't regret it. I never wanted them, so
Yeah.
And I think I would like to see is that people fucking chill out about people who don't want to have kids.
You know
Because
what
if
it
somebody
is?
decides they don't want to have children, just fuck them, leave them alone.
Misery loves company.
Yeah, I didn't want to say it because I don't want to,
I'll say it. Fuck it. As the dad in the group, I'll say it.
Yeah,
Yeah. Rudy, you should have kids, bro. It's fun.
fuck you. I'll tell you what, you raise them,
How about
you pay for them.
how do you feel about not sleeping? How do you feel about that? You shouldn't.
I love my
It's
sleep.
great.
I took a 2 hour nap today. Shit.
It's great not sleeping, bro. Join me.
Yeah,
Join me.
is it?
Join
Yeah.
me.
How's that waking up in the middle of the night for screaming babies
So they don't wake up in the middle of the night anymore. It's 5 a.m.
anymore?
Yeah, it's 5
Oh
a.m. now.
fuck
Yeah.
that. No.
And Penelope's hilarious because she knows there's a camera in there, and she'll talk to the
Yeah.
camera.
Oh boy.
Yeah, she wakes up. She goes, "Dad, dad, dad,
See that? Look
dad."
at that.
Mm-hmm.
Talking about children is even boring me to
Yeah,
death.
exactly. Then if
Oh,
I don't get up and come to the room fast enough, she goes, "Hey,
no way.
hey." Dad, dad.
Nah, not me.
Yeah.
Couldn't do it. Wouldn't want to do it.
The great part about having
I barely like. I look. I love my dog, but I barely like having to deal with his shit.
I barely
So
like hanging out with myself. I don't know how I'm stuck with
yeah,
4 kids, bro.
yep. Like I mean, the thing about having a dog is when he gets on my nerves. Like right now, right?
Hmm.
We're recording. I don't want to hear him coming around, click clacking or whatever
Yeah.
on the floor because we have hardwood floors. So I throw him in the kitchen and just shut the door.
Nice.
If I did that with kids, it'd be like, oh, it's child abuse.
Well,
Ah.
here's the great thing about having twins. They can play with each other.
That's true.
Yeah.
But see, I'm telling you, I can't wait to like 10 years from now when you tell me stories about they're talking to each other in a language I don't
Oh, they
understand
do
and they're
that.
conspiring.
They do that.
Yeah, I know. I've seen the
Yeah.
videos.
They do that all the time. They'll be babbling, and then one will just start
Mm-hmm.
cracking up. And I'm like, what the hell are y'all in
Mm-hmm.
there talking about, bro?
And when they murder you in your sleep one
That's
day,
fine. I need to rest anyway.
they're gonna have planned the whole thing right in front of your face, and you'll have thought, "Oh my god, that's so cute" when they do that, and you're not gonna
You know
know
what?
that we're gonna kill this motherfucker.
That's fine. I need the rest. I'll take it. Just do it while I'm sleeping.
Right. So I have been watching. Well, first of all, I gave you homework
Yeah.
last week,
Hmm.
so I did mine, and I actually signed up. I haven't gotten anything back because I did it over the weekend
Okay.
because we were busy all week this past week. Um, but there is a program here in
Hmm.
Paris for English speakers to help refugees, other people who are immigrating to France, um, to do everything from helping them learn English and French, helping them with the whole process of immigrating here, and helping them even feeding them. Like
Nice.
just like so, it's a really cool program. I don't. I have a lot of details. I'm going to put it on the show
Hmm.
notes. Um, but all I did so far was fill out the paperwork and submit it because I haven't we were gone all last week for my birthday and we got back and I just did it over the weekend and obviously I'm not going to hear anything back or at least I don't expect that I will hear anything back. I may have an email.
Nice.
But when I saw what I really loved about it was with everything that's going on in the world right now,
Hmm.
right? Um, the opportunity to help refugees
Yeah.
was a really kind of a big motivating factor for me.
Yeah.
I really am looking forward to it.
That's awesome. I'm proud of you.
Yeah. I haven't done anything yet other than or fill out
That's
paperwork. So
90% of it.
yeah, yeah, showing
Ninety
up.
percent is showing up.
Yep.
Hmm.
So that's one of the things that we have here in Paris. There are a whole lot more, and I'll
Yeah.
probably share those in the coming weeks. But this one's got me This is the one that got me excited. This is the one that made me go, "That's something I can do."
Yeah.
And I really do love that they have a lot of programs here, just locally, uh, that are English
Hmm.
centric, um, and that even if it, like even though French is what's spoken here,
Yeah.
right? They teach English. They help people who come here who speak not French and not English. But if you can speak either one of those two and you're willing to help them, you know,
Yeah.
go ahead and help them. So
Well, America
I
is
like
one
that.
of the only countries where you don't speak 2 languages in the household, unless
Well, yeah, that's
unless
because
your
America's
yeah, unless
dumb,
your parents are immigrants, right? Most people in
right?
America don't speak 2 languages, whereas in
Right.
Europe and even in some parts of South America, you speak 2 languages. Like,
Yeah.
it's a given.
Yeah. Here, it's really interesting. Here, um, people who I've had people who, if I because I don't speak very good
Hmm.
French, they'll start speaking
Yeah.
Spanish, and then they'll speaking. It's like I've noticed a lot of French, Italian, Spanish, and English
Hmm.
here, and some people speak all of them,
Oh yeah.
which is insane to
Oh
me.
yeah.
But yeah, I'm hoping by like next year this time I'll be very fluent, or at least comfortably fluent in
That'd be
French.
cool.
Um, yeah, because
You could talk how much?
it's a lot. Um, I took one class that was 2 weeks, but it was like 8 hours a day, which is enough for me to get around. And, you know, um, like we were grocery shopping
Hmm.
yesterday and just doing the day to day things. Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, but like yesterday, there was a soccer match right down the street from us. Paris Saint Germain plays right there. So it's a big
Yeah.
stadium. So people park on our block and they were parking here in this little. They have like these little delivery spots that are no parking except for
Yep.
deliveries, and people parked.
Mm,
And then we watched the tow trucks line up, dude. I took Dexter out for a walk, and it's right there across the street from the
yeah.
stadium. And people were parking. There's people had parked scooters on the sidewalks. They had lined up tow trucks, right, with the
Yeah.
flatbeds and a crane, and they were just picking them up off the and then dropping them onto the whatever. So they took the cars, they towed the cars away that were right here downstairs from our
Yeah.
apartment, and then as soon as they went away, people parked their cars there again, and that's where I was like, damn it, I don't know, I don't have enough French to tell them don't park there, they're going to tow your fucking car. So that was where I was like, that's where I was going with this whole language thing. I would have liked to have been able to help them out, but fuck
What
it.
you should have did was record it and then put it on the time, like
Yeah.
speed it up, and then put
Yeah.
Benny Hill music to
That would have been funny. And it's hilarious though, dude. So there's one spot right here where there were three cars. So there were tow trucks
Yeah.
right here, and not even a block down, you can see other cars, and they don't care. They'll stop because this is a one way
Yeah.
street. Traffic will back up. People will be laying on their horns, and these guys are just like, "Fuck it, we don't care. We got a
Yeah.
job to do. We're
Very
gonna,
French of him.
yeah." It was entertaining to
That's
watch.
awesome.
So what'd you find?
Actually, there's an organization here that I've actually volunteered with before, and I forgot about. So Feed the Children. It's Feed the
Okay,
Children. It's a world. It's a worldwide.
isn't that a national? Yeah, I
Yes,
thought it
worldwide.
was. Yeah,
But it's pretty cool. You go in there, and I've done it twice, once or twice, and you pack up boxes with food, and they send the food all over the world. And it's a day. Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's a
oh,
day commitment, and people
okay.
donate food, and then they just need
Mm-hmm.
volunteers to help pack the food up in boxes into care packages. So you go in and you help create these care packages.
Do they ever disperse any of that stuff
That
locally?
I'm not sure of.
Okay.
I'll
I'm sure you have food
There's
banks there
tons of
anyway,
food banks here,
but
and in my research, you're looking for charities in the area. There's so many local places, but I wanted
yeah,
to talk about something that I've actually done, and I would feel
yeah,
better doing again, right? And
right,
what's more noble
right,
than feeding kids that need food?
right. It's amazing to me that that's an argument people have
Yeah,
actually. Um, you look at places like Massachusetts and California where they're like, we're going to make feeding kids at school. Uh, that's just
free.
that's a slam dunk.
Yeah,
We're doing that. They're getting, and then you have other states where it's like, no. I think there was a guy in Montana, one of the state
hmm
representatives. It's like, no, that's a privilege.
it's a privilege to have food. That's a
Yeah,
human right,
yeah,
right?
it
What
should
was
be.
there's a was it? I don't remember what state it was, but there was, and I think I sent you the link where this local entrepreneur, two local entrepreneurs. It might have been in the Detroit area. I could be wrong though, where the
Yeah,
kids had run up their their
yeah,
food,
their
their debt,
debt.
right, and it was in a negative,
Fuck.
and the school refused
Yeah,
to feed these kids. So a local entrepreneur
yep,
paid off every kid in the school that owed money, paid it off, and
yeah,
then her and another guy paid enough to where they don't have to worry about getting lunch for the rest of the year.
yeah.
Yeah,
It's amazing. Those are feeding the kids and hospital debt are two things that are
hmm
just they rub me the
oh
wrong
yeah,
way. I had this aunt whom I loved. I loved her to death before she passed away. But she used to say, if you don't work, you don't eat. And it was always one of those things that kind of stuck me the
yeah,
wrong way. But I wasn't going to argue with her because I'm like, there are plenty of kids who don't eat, and you can't be expecting
right.
them to work. You can't be expecting children to have to go and fucking put in 8 hours just so they can have the privilege of having food in their belly.
I remember
But
growing up. Um, my grandmother, like if we were having dinner and my friends were over, or even out, if we were outside in front of the house and it's dinner time
yeah,
and we're about to sit down and
hmm
eat, those kids came in and ate with us.
hmm
Call your mother and
yeah,
ask her if you could stay for dinner.
yep,
And
yeah,
I don't know that that happens
yeah.
anymore.
And the other thing too that I remember too was like, especially out in East LA and Boyle Heights, when I go spend the summers down there with my nana and everything, we could go down to the elementary school during the day in the summer, and they had a
Yeah,
lunch program for
every
kids.
summer.
Whether you went to the
Yep.
school or not, you got fed. Um, And for some kids, that was it. That was the
That
meal
was
that they
nourishment.
got
Yeah,
that day. And it was like it. I don't know. I mean, what I just yeah, man, you're right. It should, that this should be a
yeah, it
no
should
brainer.
be. Well, yeah,
But yeah, you know, it's funny you talk about charities that or volunteer organizations that you used to do. I used to do one in Ohio. I did it for 2 years, and it wasn't too dissimilar to the motivation that I have now. It was right after 9/11, and I had a friend of mine call me, and then my dad called me up, and they're like, "Just don't reenlist, don't reenlist, don't reenlist." And my roommate was asking me, he's like, "Are you planning on reenlisting?" And I just had this whole bundle of energy and nerves, like a lot of people
yeah,
do right now. And I looked for something,
yeah,
anything that I could do with it. And so I signed up and was a guardian
hmm,
ad litem in Akron,
nice.
Ohio. And it's the same thing where, yeah, well, it's you are an advocate for children who are in the juvenile and family court
Yeah,
systems, and your only job is to advocate for the child that you are
yeah,
representing,
that's
and
it.
that's it. You don't work for the court, you don't work for their lawyer, you don't work for child services. You the only person you answer to is the judge sitting on that bench, and the only job, the only purpose that you serve is what is in the best interest of this child. You give them a
Yeah,
voice. And that was one of those things that was really fulfilling, but it was also really fucking
yeah,
heartbreaking. And they do those. I know all 50 states have those
that's
programs.
cool.
Yeah.
I mean,
But I would recommend it for anybody who really wants to make a difference. But I would also caution anybody who has ever been through anything
mhm,
traumatic, especially, um, because it's not a joke. It's not as easy as you just show up and you do whatever. You're going to court. You're hearing some of these horrible things that are happening to some of these
yeah,
kids. You're hearing these kids tell you some of this stuff, and it's But it was, yeah, and it's a 2 year commitment if you're
yeah.
going to do it.
I have a like with Gabby's job. Sometimes she comes home and tells, she tries to tell me
Oh, I
stories, and I'm
bet.
like, I don't want to hear this stuff because
Yeah,
it pisses me
yeah.
off. Um,
That was part of our training when we were doing it. Was we had a couple of cops
mhm,
would come in and they told us some of the stories of some of the things that the kids that they had to place into protective services,
yeah,
and it's a
yeah,
gut punch. Yeah,
yeah. With
definitely.
Gabby's division, that's all she deals with too, like every day, day in and day out. Yeah,
Jesus,
right.
Jesus.
But I do
That's
have another charity I was gonna put out there to the
what's
six
that?
viewers. I
What
said
is
I
it?
had another charity that I wanted to put out there.
Right. What did you
I
say it
know I
was?
said for our six viewers. It's
Oh, I think that's twice
oh,
as many
okay.
as we have.
But the name of this charity is Sins Rawls Twins to College Fund. If you want to,
Dot com.
we only take cash, no
That's not
receipts.
right. Now you do
I'll
take
take
Venmo
Venmo
too,
and
right?
Cash App too. Yeah, nothing over
Right.
$100 at a
Yeah.
time. So
No, nothing over $5.99. You can do anything under $600. There's not
yeah,
going to be any
we're gonna
tax
keep it at $100
implications.
increments.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. And he's
So
got
yeah,
two
yeah,
of
yeah.
them,
So double
so
that.
that's a double that.
We so I don't know if you saw earlier, like 3 days ago, and it may have changed, but on Truth Social, uh, Joe
Yeah.
Biden has more followers than Donald Trump right now.
Oh yeah. I saw that and I
Yeah,
was dying. And
oh,
that he
he's
had to be losing his fucking
pulling
mind when
his
he
wig
saw that.
off. I know it.
Yeah, he is. He's throwing ketchup at the fucking walls, man. And then he got that $5,000
Uh-huh.
fine,
Nah,
which
it's
is
a drop
nothing.
in the bucket.
Um, but as awesome as it was that the judge said you might end up getting thrown in
It's
jail,
not gonna happen.
he ain't gonna get thrown. It's
He's
not gonna
gonna keep
happen.
testing the
It's
waters
not
until
gonna
they
happen.
finally have to.
Yeah, I think it'll
But
happen in
he
Georgia.
wants them to throw him in jail, so that could be he could look like a political prisoner. Yep,
So he could be a martyr.
that's what he
Yep.
wants.
Then he can play the Nelson Mandela
Yeah,
card and all that shit because you know he will.
yeah.
But he's fuck.
Tangerine.
I'm just glad I'm not in your country anymore, and I'm
I'm trying
happy
to figure
about that.
out. You know, at this point, I should just sell the house because I think our property
Yeah,
value's doubled since we bought it. We've been looking really
yeah,
hard at Costa Rica and really hard at Spain.
yeah.
So
Spain is
yeah,
really nice. Actually, you know where else you look at Portugal.
Portugal's cheaper than Spain too.
The reason I would suggest Portugal, especially for you, um, one, it's easy. It's easy to get to.
Mm-hmm.
It's easy to go, but two, because it's so easy to go, a lot of
Mm-hmm.
people retire there, so they don't have a lot of. They have a lot of jobs and a lot of opportunities, but they don't have a lot of people to
Oh,
fill those. I could see you going there and taking your company lock, stock, and barrel, and just dropping
mm,
right on in there and starting over and picking up right where you left off. And I mean, and if you get to a point where after a couple of years you get to hire a couple of people, shit, you'll get your citizenship.
nice.
I have no doubt.
That's a good idea. What's the cost of living?
So it's cheaper than it is here, cheaper than it is where you
Okay,
are in Scottsdale.
and then I
Um,
mean Portugal and Spanish. I don't. Yeah, I have to learn Portuguese, but
yeah. Well, the good thing though is because there's such a large group
hmm
of expats there, you can probably get away with English. And also, it's probably just like it is here, where you have a
yeah,
lot of people who speak
yeah,
English as a second language. But dude, if you're serious about it,
yeah,
look into it. But yeah, I've heard good things about Spain
yeah.
too.
Just some expensive.
It's
Yeah,
actually
there's some
not
expensive
hard.
places in Spain, but there's some really nice places that aren't too expensive too.
Well, it's like here. I mean, it's
Yeah,
expensive here in Paris, right? But even just in the suburbs, just outside of Paris, and then literally anywhere
yeah,
else in the country,
yeah.
it's not.
Costa Rica was is pretty easy as long as you can put $60,000 into a Costa Rican bank account. They you just yeah.
Yep. Yeah.
So
That's actually more than
yeah,
it is here.
really.
Mm-hmm. Because here, all you have to do is have what amounts to minimum
Oh,
wage
okay.
for a year.
Yeah, you have to do that for 2 years over there.
So
Yeah.
okay, what's because I know Ecuador is starting to kind of go to hell in a
hmm
handbasket a little bit. What's the political and economic
Um.
and security like
So they
there in
don't have
Costa
a
Rica?
military. It's mostly local. It's no. It's a national police force. They handle
Okay.
everything through the World Court. So, like, I believe
Mm-hmm.
Nicaragua invaded a portion of Costa Rica a couple years ago, and rather than
Mm-hmm.
going to war, they went to the World Court, and they were forced to give them their land back. Right? Um,
Okay.
their literacy rate is like 97% right now, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
So back in, I believe it was either the 30s or 40s when they had their revolution, the rebels won,
Yeah.
and they disbanded the
Okay.
military, and all of the military funding was sent to education. It was put
Put
back
back in
into education.
education.
Yep.
That's awesome.
Um, so it's
That
pretty
is
cool.
really cool.
We were there for like a week. Uh,
Yeah, I saw. I remember
that was our
that. That was
honeymoon.
your
Yeah,
honeymoon, yeah.
and everyone we met there, like we made
Yeah.
friends with the chef that was at the. We were staying in like a 13-room mansion that they converted into a hotel. So we basically had to run up the whole place. Uh, so we made friends with like
Right.
a lot of the staff there, and they would take us into town. So
Yeah.
everyone there is really nice, speak English and Spanish. It's funny though because the dialects of English are hilarious. So like if you're
Yeah.
in like we were staying in the mountains, but then there were people that would travel from like the East Coast and the West Coast. The people from the East Coast are more Caribbean, so when they speak English, they have like a patois dialect. It's pretty funny. But then they speak Spanish, so it's pretty cool. And then in the mountains is they just sound like you know people that speak English and Spanish. They just have a little accent. Uh,
And if I'm not mistaken, because based on some of the pictures I've seen online, but also the stuff that you
so
said, it's a
beautiful.
beautiful country. Like
And
just
that's the other
aesthetically,
thing.
it's
It's a
gorgeous, right?
very green. Every business has they have to have some type of green program. If you don't follow it, you'll be fined. The oh yeah, the place we were staying
Oh
in had a
wow.
biodigester. Yeah,
Yeah.
you couldn't flush certain things down the
Wow.
toilet. And we were talking to the locals, and they say every company there has to follow those regulations. It's like they
So if you did go there, would you take your company with you?
so you can't you can't work there or have any kind of business there for 2 years. But what you have to have
So
either a
you
retirement fund, which is $1,000 a month
right?
going into an account,
Okay.
2,500 a
Yeah.
month if you're not retired, showing that you have business in another country that you could possibly bring over after 2 years, or sixty
Okay.
thousand dollars in an account.
And then after 2 years,
Correct.
you can go back to work if you wanted to. So yeah, how serious are you guys thinking
Well,
about
I
it?
wasn't thinking about it. Gabby's been thinking about it really seriously. Yeah, so but
Yeah.
I'm gonna look into Portugal too and see what she says.
I'm gonna give you some
Give me some
solid
advice.
advice. Listen
Always.
to
Well,
your
most
wife.
most ways.
I'm not even kidding. Because if I had not, we would not be here either. And
Yeah.
so, and I have zero regrets.
Okay. I'm gonna,
And I think you're, and I mean, and Samantha had she had her reasons, and they were not
yeah.
actually that different from mine. But we had a 5 year plan, and I was perfectly content to
Yeah.
do the 5 year plan. Um, but right now, we would be in the middle
Yeah.
of year 2 of that plan instead of being here in Paris now. And Gabby is not
Not by any
stupid.
means.
She's not stupid. She's
She
got her
should.
shit together. So if she has an inkling that things are worth doing, because I mean, I look, I've been thinking a lot that I love that there's an adult in the White House right now with
Yeah.
everything that's going off in the world, but we don't know that we're going to have an adult in the White House in less
Yeah.
than a year and a half. So you know, um, I'm glad that I'm not there, and I'm glad that
Yeah.
I'm not going to be there.
Yeah, and
So
I've been thinking really hard, like, Serenity and Sunny, they're older now, and the way things are going right now, I don't know if I want
mm-hmm,
the twins to be around here. You know what I mean? So
mm-hmm,
yeah, we need to figure that
mm-hmm.
out. Well,
I think Costa Rica sounds
oh yeah,
sublime. Um, Obviously, I'm going to sit there and say, "Come to Paris"
yeah.
or "Come to France," but you got to do what's
Well,
right for you and
Europe
yours.
makes sense for us
And
because we have family out there, right? We have you guys, we have my sister and brother in
yeah,
Germany. Um, Costa
yeah,
Rica, we'd be by ourselves, but we speak the language, right? But
okay. And it sounds like you guys could build a
oh yeah,
community
they're
really
welcome.
quickly. You are, and so I mean, so yeah, I mean, if you're serious about it, and obviously, if you guys ever want to come out here, just to kind of get the lay of the land. Even if you come out here and take a train to Spain and take a train
Yeah,
to Portugal or whatever,
for sure.
obviously you guys are welcome. So, all right, brother. I think I'm gonna cut this out now. I think half an hour feels like it's perfectly long enough for people to
Yeah, and we
listen and
don't
then
we don't have to
fuck off
drag
and
it out, and you
not get
guys will
tired of
get
us.
tired of us making dumbass jokes.
Right, right. Like, is
I'm
that a
not
pussy
petting
you're
him. He's
petting?
sitting back there though, licking his licking his.
Oh, I love that. I got
Yeah,
your cat licking his junk.
he's just staring at you now, like what the fuck.
Yeah, he is. Bonjour, Monsieur Pussycat. Oh, that was perfect, though. All right, do me a favor and send me the info
Yep,
on those two charities you talked about, so that I can throw them up tomorrow
for
morning when
sure.
I post this. All right. I like that we didn't spend a whole lot of time talking
Yeah,
about the
I
war
tried to
again.
avoid it this time.
Yeah, I'm. I feel like at this point it's like we both agree that there are far more innocent people getting killed on both sides, and it's easy to and as long as nobody's yeah,
That's
that's
all.
it. That's
Yeah,
really it. That's it. It's and it just
yeah,
sucks. So look out for your friends. Look out for your Muslim friends, your Arab friends, your Jewish friends.
hmm
Check on them. ask how they're doing, um, and make sure that if anybody fucks with them, you got their back. That's
That's
about the
it.
only thing I think we can
As long
do.
as people know that there are people that care, I think that just adds a little more light into the world.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Love you, bro.
All right, brother. I love you too, man. I'll talk to you next week.